those are things that we still need to improve within the community to provide a safe avenue of transportation for these kids to get from point A to point B and know that they can leave school and go right to the Jackie Joyner Kersey Center, or they can leave and go right to the Mary Brown Center, or to the Christian Activity Center, and parents are safe and know that and are comfortable with that being a safe mode of transportation. So those are things that are pretty a challenge still in our community that we talk about around the table with all the different agencies, and as we continue to grow and really strengthen our relationships in our community with the other partnering agencies, is really wrapping our heads and finances around getting the transportation piece that's rock solid for children. And I think that's been our biggest challenge because when you look at the cost, it really, there's a big chunk of funding that goes there. So,
I'm going to move over to ask, first of all, thank you again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Carlos Escobar, I want to ask you a few questions right now about the Hispanic Festival, Hispanic Fest. How did it start?
The Hispanic Festival is a non-profit organization that coordinates and organizes all these festivals through the St. Louis area. We have some at the beginning of the summer, in the middle, and at the end of the summer through the St. Louis area. What they do, it was a group that started that wanted to get all the Hispanic cultures in the St. Louis area and get them all together and expose them to the St. Louis area to educate the public on the different cultures we got here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, can you give us any information on as far as some of the things that will be there? As far as when people come out to the festival, what will they, what
Sure.
activities and so forth?
This Hispanic Festival this year in Sula is going to be taking place on September the 25th, 26th, and 27th, which we're going to have like 50 different booths of information, food, and different activities for the community to do. We're going to have music every day. We're going to have bands from Colombia, from South America, Central America, and also Mexican bands. We have bands coming from Topeka, Kansas. And also, in the booths, we're going to have food, different kinds of food, a big selection of food. We're going to have South American, Mexican, and all Hispanic foods for the people to enjoy.
Very good. Very good. I'm going to step aside and let my co-host, Mr. Mike Isaac, I think there's some things that you want to ask.
Yes. Carlos, does the Hispanic Festival work with any different organizations? And if doing so, how will that be beneficial to you and the other organizations?
Well, lately we've been working with Ferguson. Ferguson community and city of Ferguson approached us and asked us to join them in several different events that they were going to be doing throughout the summer. So we were able to participate by giving information about the upcoming festivals and other organizations that we are affiliated with.
Okay, that sounds terrific. What do you feel are particular problems within your specific community, and what are your feelings towards how to deal with these specific problems?
Well, what we see in, myself, I belong to an organization with Labor's International Union, and we are part of the committee with Hispanic Festival.
Yes.
Our approach to this was, and how we got together with them, we have trouble getting the community, the minority community, not just Hispanic, to join the workforce. So the way we approached it was, we approached the Hispanic Festival because we see that they were doing really good with the community and they were well known. So we figure we get with them and we get to expose our program. Our program that we have with the construction.
Right.
And for us, that worked perfect.
Okay. Do you think, Carlos, a majority of your community support what your agency is doing?
As far as we started this 2 years ago, that was the first time we joined Hispanic. And I believe since we've been there, since they've seen our name, our logo, it's been working perfect for us. We've been able to help a lot of members of the community.
Okay. All right. Sounds terrific, Carlos. Do you guys take contributions in?
No, this is a non-profit organization.
Okay. Do you have specific activities that can be directed towards the children that comes to these festivals?
Yes. This year we're going to have inflatables for the children.
Okay.
We have a petting zoo. We have different games and face painting for children.
Okay.
And we also gonna have a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, Carlos Martinez,
Okay.
joining us on Sunday, the 27th.
Okay.
We're trying to get some more players, but we haven't hit back yet.
Okay. When you say petting zoo, Carlos, does that mean animals?
Yes, this is small. We're gonna have pony rides, goats, just the small animals, rabbits for children.
Oh, okay. Just kind of, I guess, so to say, the kind of more mild or
Safe.
general animals, the safer animals. Oh, okay. Let me ask you this, Carlos. Do you feel that men and women in your community has a strong sense and understanding of communication between one another?
I believe they do. Like I was explaining earlier, for my line of work, it's
Yes.
it's more in the heavy in construction. But as I am being exposed now to with the Ferguson community, with the Hispanic community, I can see they do communicate better, more than I thought.
Okay. Okay. Carlos, what does family means to you? What does that mean to you?
Family means to me, it's one of the most important things. I am from a Hispanic family. I'm from Guatemala.
Mhm.
I came here, moved to St. Louis. I was able to raise my family here, start a family in St. Louis,
Okay.
to another family, which was to me the Laborers International Union. And now I joined the Hispanic Festival, which I consider my family now because I see how united they are.
Okay. Do you have any children personally of your own?
Yes, I do. I have 3 children, and one of my daughter attends Mizzou.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2 children, 16, my boy's 16 and 13.
Okay. Okay. Whereas raising your children, a lot of times I've heard this said before that there's a distinct difference between raising boys and girls. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I think it's a big difference. I will say girls are a lot easier. In my experience.
Less trouble?
Yes, they are. I don't have to
attitude?
correct. The attitude is one of the main things, and you don't have to repeat things 20 times to a girl.
Right.
Can I step in for a second? Just
Go ahead.
I want to ask you a little bit about specific services, like maybe in the area of health and education. Can you speak on that a little bit?
With our organization?
Yes.
Okay, we are also with the Hispanic Inc. Hispanic Festival Inc. We're also united with other groups that we do health fairs.
Mm-hmm.
This year we're gonna be providing. Last year we started that in a San Cecilia church,
Yes.
and it's a community health fair. It's free for everybody to come, which we have nurses, doctors, and any kind of service to you, even dental and eye care, and it's free. This year is gonna be taking place October 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And also October 3rd in Santa Ann, which I can provide some more information to you later. We do all these festivals, all these health fairs for the community through other organizations. We have like 20 different organizations in St. Louis that provide all these benefits, including universities and different kind of doctors.
Did you?
Yeah, I just have one more question, Carlos. What do you think besides the Hispanic Festival, any other different outlets or resources or events, what would be a good, strong way to connect Hispanic and Latino cultures with other cultures, such as, white Americans, black Americans, Mexicans, or so on and so forth, etc.?
Well, I think a good way that we can do this is approaching the schools early.
Yes.
High schools, we're trying to start this program now where we have to request permission to the schools now.
Okay.
Where we would like to approach the schools before they graduate to give them different choices. I think not just with our organization, but all the organizations, any other companies, as we know, not everybody's going to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I believe that our kids are not educated on that. They were all pushed to go to college or go to this, which is good. College is the best thing to do. But also there's other things that you can do in life. And I believe that if we do that, they'll be more exposed to that.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Now, if I can, I want to ask you, Do you think most of the Hispanic community out there is aware of the services that are offered? And what I'm thinking about right now is not even so much of the younger people who tend to have a strong grasp of the internet and what's going on. What about the older community? What do you see with that? I mean, do you think that there needs to be greater outreach, or make sure that the older individuals know?
Correct. I actually believe that the older community, we need to do more to reach one of these festivals, to the Hispanic Festival Inc. I think they are affiliated with other groups that they are reaching a lot more, but there's still a lot more to do out there. I think it's a fear in the older community to approach these programs, especially with technology and everything that makes everybody afraid. Everybody's older; they didn't grow up with that kind of technology. They are afraid to use it. We are trying to approach everybody now with the technology, and it won't work. You have to get one-on-one, get out in the community. I will leave festivals and parks and and several different communities. I will really work to approach it.
I have a question I want to also ask, which is we've seen an upsurge in crime, especially in the St. Louis area right now. What is the being a person in the St. Louis area, what are your thoughts about that, or anyone in the community that you talk to? What is your take on what you see happening? Is there a solution in your mind about how what's happening with the as far as it deals with the issue of crime and how out of control it's been getting?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I went to high school in Los Angeles, California. At that time, it was really violent, and I went back 2 years ago, and it's completely turned around. I mean, it's still violence, but it's not even near it was. And when I talk to people in St. Louis area about what went on there and what's going on here, and I asked my family when I went out there, how did these changes happen? And they said it had a lot to do with the police, a lot with the government getting involved with the community. And not just being brutal and enforcing the laws like that, but talking to people and going to the schools, going to community centers. I'm talking about the police department and the community leaders, not just once a year, but maybe once a month, and staying in contact with the community and educating our kids that crime doesn't pay.
Well, I want to move over to Executive Director Warden and Director Greenfield, and ask you what are your thoughts about this whole issue of crime in the St. Louis area and how it might even affect across the river to the East St. Louis, Illinois area? What are your feelings? What do you see?
Well, with the foundation, we focus on prevention, on the prevention aspect. We look at really the assets and the strengths that children already have, and how do we enhance their ability to make healthy decisions? How do we lessen their opportunity to get involved in delinquent activity or be a victim of a crime by keeping them engaged in safe and healthy quality after school programs? How do we improve their skills academically so that college becomes a focus and a choice? And then building community. We engage with parents, community organizations, volunteers, and provide a meeting ground in a violent, poor community that has all of the same issues as potentially a Ferguson, but we help to build community by providing a meeting place for everybody to get involved, whether it's volunteering. We have seniors that come out and walk and exercise. We have college students that come out and volunteer and read to children. So we focus on the assets of children and families and communities, and just provide fertile ground and resources to build upon them.
Okay. Mr. Greenfield, anything to say?
Yeah, I just think from that perspective, I agree with Carlos too a little bit with the policing and getting them involved, and we have our local law enforcement in when they do some programs called UN Law, where they're learning their rights and how to interact with the police. But more importantly, going back to Johanna's point about bridging the gap in the community and developing that relationship early for the youth, so that they are in front of law enforcement, they understand what their responsibilities and duties are, but also on the flip side, that they're developing those relationships. So when the police do show up, they already have an existing relationship with them. It just, it bridges that gap earlier and often, and there's not such a separation. So, we continue just to instill in our youth that, they're there to help. The community's there to help. The city government is there to help. Those are all supposed to be resources for your community. And when those become enemies of your community, it makes it very difficult. And then, obviously, for us, one thing that, we don't promote a lot, but what is important to us is obviously, some spirituality.
Okay.
We build a foundation of God within our programs, not to the point of a faith-based organization, but a very, we use the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for all of our athletic programs, and just to build the foundation there so that they understand there's another resource out there in their community that they need to get involved with. So that's kind of how we approach that.
Okay. Well, we're going to start wrapping up, and I want to just thank you all.
Thank you
For coming down today. We greatly appreciate it, and I just am so happy that I could get all three of you here in the room today.
Okay.
And I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people.
Can we give a quick plug? November 12th, the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation has a sequin suits and sneakers gala at the Doubletree Hotel. We'd like to see all of you there.
Okay. I hope everyone heard that.
And I just want to say thank you for having me here, and I just want to remind everybody to please join us on the September 25th, 26th, and 27th at Solar Park next to the Solar Market.
Okay. I thank you all again. And well, in the time left, I want to just let everyone know we have a free creative artist, public domain fundraiser. There's a free movie, 25 patrons in free at the Stadium Cinema 10 on the 22nd of September at 10 a.m. in the morning in Fairview Heights, Illinois. And any information anyone needs, they can go to richardsharp59 at outlook.com. We will also be doing a little bit more advertising this week about that. We'll apologize to some people because our website is still down. Hopefully by the beginning of next week, that'll be up.
We thank you for listening to It's Our Turn with your host, Rick Sharp. The goal of this broadcast is to create positive thought and outreach within the city of St. Louis. If you would like to contact this community outreach group by email, please write to richardsharp59 at outlook.com. That's richardsharp59 at outlook.com. Tune in again next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. for another edition of It's Our Turn with Rick Sharp.